Here we are again. I fucking hate phones. I do not. I do actually. I hate technology. I think it's bullshit. But anyways, go on. It's the annoying part is the fact that they think they're fucking intelligent and they're not. Ironically, they just spend most of their time making people go insane, which then they call funny because they created their own language, right? But it's like, how is that cool if you're the only smart one at something you created? That's like a fucking oxymoron. Being cool is actually teaching people what you know and then still being alpha of alpha while teaching them everything you know, because then you still have to grow to be seen apart. But no, we just think in little circles here on the 3D, don't we? But that was a little alarm that made me had to stop, and for some reason it doesn't pull up on the new S25. It's fucking insane. Anyways, spirit basically is essentially, you can't be around people that don't know how to treat you. You can't waste your time with negative energy. People are always going to use that. Most likely you're going to hear this like your whole entire life. A, by your spirit guides. B, by everyone, or C, whatever. Emotional purity does not last anymore. You are literally like a dying breed. So, in other words, I don't know what to say. The person could have, I don't know what to say. It's literally like people here now on the 3D, there's no passion for generational transfer. It's like people, there's no pride in it, like no excitement. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna make, like, this is the last generation of my kids. I'm gonna help them to be able to do this. People don't do that anymore. It's weird. They just make it through the day, and it's like, that's your last breed of generations of your family genetics. And you just sit and, I don't understand, but it is what it is. I also don't understand how you can literally meet people and care so much and it just doesn't matter. You know what I have to say? Unfortunately, they're so sick and tormented. And I know I'm smiling because it is what it is. Like, it's a sick thing, but I'm not going to sit and be glaring at it every time because I have to see this every day of my life as a channeler. Like, someone straight up lied to me. And I'm like, this is so sick. Like, how do you not know? It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I let them think that they got away with murder and I just move on because it's like, you are so stupid that you think you're so smart. That's what I want to say. But instead, I just am like, oh, okay, I didn't even notice. And it's like, no, I totally did, but it's no point on fighting with stupid, right? You can't fix people that are just broken. Period. They can't even fix themselves. That's why they're broken. They don't want to get fixed. They do not need a Captain Save-A-Ho, and if they did find the perfect person and or the perfect situation, the first thing that they'd say is, I'm not ready. I don't need it. I want to be on. That's it. It is what it is. Okay? Nurturing yourself and your emotional superiority. Ooh, someone supreme. Emotional purity is going to be very important to you. This is a part of who you are. You need to keep being who you are. You cannot be around people that do not like this about you. Why do they not like this? Because they're absolutely not 1% of this, period. That person is probably literally not learned a dime of what you learned. And then if they're older than you, Lord knows how that conversation would be. You will never hear it, in other words. So just keep focusing on you. Keep focusing. This person is very connected with the divine. You're doing amazing. And this could also be a Gemini for my gems out there. And I do want to make sure that you keep your heart chakra protected and know that you create light out of all sadness. So people don't like you, inevitably they're putting an evil eye on the divine, and technically that's your secret protective. They don't know that. So every time anyone does to a pure heart do evil to a pure person, an actual natural pure person, that's the cool thing, is only the divine knows who those people are. It actually hits the divine, which means your karma folds like more than triple. But that's why I always say don't do witchcraft and binding. Especially when you think that you know, but you don't really know. But just really, 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 really take care of yourself. Do not put yourself on a pedestal. Do not put others on a pedestal. Why? Because you put people on a pedestal. This is how this all starts. You know, these people have always been put on a pedestal, and the moment they get taken off, they become these huge babies that you get to put up with for your whole life. Or they don't become a baby, they just, yeah, are confrontational. I really, really, really want to make sure that you guys take a bubbly bath today. Get yourself something cute, like a nice tea or something. Do something that's good for you, that's healthy. If you can go on a walk in that crazy weather, that's always really fun, in my opinion. Obviously, don't carry metal with you if it's raining. And yeah, there you go. So now we're going to do pile number 3. He's so cute. Oh, powerful. Boom, boom. Oh, he's so good. He's such an Aries. He's such an Aries. Okay, that's our little emperor. Oh, it's got those kitty legs. Wait, what's going on? Oh, so for those that chose pile number 3, that is hilarious. Spirit wants this to be a channel message. I don't know why I did not grab those other cards, but Spirit works in interesting ways. Oh, that is fucking hilarious, Spirit. Are you for real right now? Okay. Okay. So apparently, I swear that was pulled. How is there just one? Okay. Cousin's glaring at me, so. I just want to kiss his face. Okay. So, I love you. He's like, leave me the fuck alone. So, there was fighting in the past over someone ghosting, or someone was fighting, I don't know, conflict, ghosting. Now someone's thinking about the past passion. No, now someone is thinking about how they didn't come in. So we have someone that's reflecting on how they chose to make a choice over something they're passionate at, not to move. This is a 3D person. So when people basically show passion at one time and then next thing you're calling Ghostbusters on them, or someone doesn't want to get better, meaning they're in the vicious circle for more than a year of the same repetitive thing over and over and over, that person lives on the 3D realm. Period. Period. In other words, everyone can be spiritual. It's up to you to talk with the divine. When someone connects with the divine regularly, you cannot just do what you want to do every day. That's not the way it works. And you would know that when you start working with your higher conscious and you start stepping out of the 3D realm. That's all I'm going to say. It's not my job to fix people. It's your job to research it yourself so you can understand the foundation to how you work and grow from there. My job is to transmute fixed energy that is stale, old, and swampy that no one wants to deal with. Put air back in it, bubbleize it, and A, I want you to be so bacteriized that you have to fucking grow the fuck up and pull your head from in your ass. Or B, we're about to bat shit our shadow side and kick its ass and understand more about ourselves on how we can grow, essentially, and not run into this period again. So right off the bat, I'm hearing Aqua. Clarity. Oh, these are all reverse. Vulnerability reverse. So, someone's a victim right off the bat. Someone says, I'm not being able to be, they don't want to be vulnerable. Why? Because they want to do what they want to do, period. And they don't want to be honest with themselves. This is going to be similar to story number 2. So we have learning reverse, we have clarity and compassion reverse. So this person is a bigger asshole than story number 2. That's sad. We have peace upright with the sapphire, and then we have self-knowledge upright with the sapphire. So, oh my. What the fuck is going on? So it looks like something that we were passionate about in our past that we don't have clarity on. What is Spirit trying to say? I feel like this is two different people. If any of you have an Emperor come in, he's in reverse. So that's the person that ghosted you from the past. Move on. That person is a fucking shit show. They're an Emperor reverse. They're not an Emperor. They probably went back to trash. Oh my gosh. I fucking am so sick of this story over and over and over. So at the end of the day, what the story needs to be focusing on is whoever was choosing not to be vulnerable. You had to call Ghostbusters, they had to call Ghostbusters, whatever. Whoever chose not to be vulnerable, to disregard the situation and to leave it because there was conflict, even though they went to another situation that had conflict, ironically. Okay? Leave it. If you don't leave it, then here is what is gonna happen. You're gonna end up in the same shit is gonna happen, and the wheels on the bus go round and round. It's called learning a karmic lesson. Stop going insane and doing the same fucking shit over and over and over and over and over and expecting it to change. Period. That's what this person does. That's not you. Let them be that person. Second of all, when we have the learning and the clarity, this person does not want to be able to connect in any sort of way. You literally have someone that doesn't want to tell the truth and doesn't want to be clear on the truth. Why? Because they don't care about anyone other than themselves. This is a person that runs around talking about how this person, this is like, who's dated an ex that is like, had been with someone, it's like, my ex did this, my ex did this, my ex did this. But they literally, you're in a happy, or what you think is happy, let's just say, and that's all they could do. Why? Because they are showing you they're an addict and they liked being with that person. Or they're a narcissist and they like to. Or they're telling you they're not over that person. Period. Period. They're also telling you they're not ready to grow. Period. They're also telling you they're not going to grow. Period. You know why? Because if they choose to grow, let's just say, and it didn't work out between you, they will go towards whatever this is again. And they will, A, create a full bunch of shit show. So even if they do well, this person's going to take so much motherfucking energy from them, they'll be in the same position again. Or B, this person will leave it all and then still do the same shit over and over and over and over because they don't want to learn and be clear on what happened because they don't even want to be vulnerable with themselves because they'd rather live their life a lie and pretend this illusion of lies. Welcome to the 3D and welcome to people who think of the 3D. It's called, I just do whatever I need to do to survive. It's not even a scrapper. That's coffee, so I don't think that's good. Okay. Someone hurting you when he's playing his Poor little thing. I mean, not literally trying to. He's just big and she's little. So we have peace and knowledge with the Lovers. So the reality is you continue to have peace and knowledge in yourself, knowing that A, you could be a Gemini, or B, you have love in front of you or heading towards you, or you represent love. That is your gift, meaning that is your gift that you will give the person that you will end up with. And that is that. Like, I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, you have to kind of just move on. I don't know what to say. I went through this situation, and I will say it took me 6 months to fully be able to move on. But I kind of was grieving 2 relationships because I was in like a 9-year relationship, 8-9-year relationship, and then 3 months later I jumped into like, quite frankly, it was like a year, I don't know, more or less, I don't even know or care, of a full-on wide relationship. Literally where he wanted and begged me to meet my family, and I met. It was fucking crazy. So now this is actually the longest time I think I've ever been single in my life. And I think it's gonna be like a year yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it will be less than that. I think it's totally less than that, but whatever. Anyways. It's up to us to decide whether we're going to stay in these unclear situations with people that don't work. When are you going to look at yourself and say, well, I have the self-knowledge in myself that I know how to create peace, even though these people don't? They do. They just don't. Because that's what they tell themselves. I don't know how. Because they think if they say that, they don't have to do it. That's so fucking 3D. You're not spiritual if you're 3D. You're not able to connect with your divine if you're 3D. Again, every person in the world can be spiritual. Period. It also can be someone that guides. But you actually have to do it. Like, you actually have to subconsciously connect with a higher consciousness, making yourself do shit you don't want to do every day. It's called, this is what we do, a light worker. If it was easy, it wouldn't be a lot of work. But when you create light out of darkness, like the 3D, like the pity parties or pots that we get ourselves in, like I was in for probably 3 months to then 6 months, 3 to 6 months, you know what I mean? Where it's the grieving, it's more like grieving, right? We're getting over things. We're getting over losses and shit, right? You will get over it. I don't know what to say, because I know, like, if someone would have told me that, I was like, oh, I won't. But it's like, you will, and it's kind of petrifying, because when you're over it, it's like I told you, it's weird. Like, it's weird, because it's then turns into not even a hurt. It's because you, like, forgive and everything, but it's like, wow, how could I have loved something so much? I guess I've never felt that way in a relationship. Like, with my very first long-term relationship, still to this day, I have a, like, love for him. I don't have, like, I don't know, blatantly different like that. So I guess you're gonna do what you need to do. Spirit's gonna guide you in the way that they're gonna guide you. Each relationship, I guess, essentially is what Spirit's saying, is gonna be a little bit different. The only thing is you need to focus on higher guidance and not the 3D. The 3D is going to kill you, because the 3D will have you living on autopilot and repeat every day of your life. So really, really take a, do what you need to do and move forward. Any sort, my regimens, daily regimens, pretty much try to essentially have days where you take care of yourself and then days that you work really hard. If you do not work hard enough physically, you will have a hard time sleeping. That's a fact. And sometimes if I have a hard time sleeping because I was going through those things, that I would do personally is every day when I'd wake up, even if it was 5, 6, 4, whatever time in the morning it was that was too early or earlier than what I wanted to, I'd make myself wake up anyways and then start my day. Why? Because then in that night, the hours of the day started colliding together and I started wearing myself down again in a good way, where I could actually go to bed and more reasonable of an hour now, than when I was sad, right? So just kind of work on those. It is going to take self-direction. Also, remember, who you choose to have around you is the energy that you have around you, period. So if they're not healthy for you because they're not in a healthy place, and or don't ask people what they think about your relationship. People don't know. People are stupid. Period. None of us should ever be asking that. From now on, the only connection you need to be having when it has questions on your relationship is the divine. Stop asking other people. Why? Because they can only tell you what they know and have experienced. And if this, well, quite frankly, I haven't met one person where I'm like, I wish I had that. There actually is one family that I know that is extremely successful in love still to this day, and they've been married ever since, like this whole time, and it's a beautiful. So it does happen, but it takes so much self-discipline. I haven't met people actually as independently driven as those two people. So thank you so much for being here. You got it in the bag. But you just need to work on connecting with the divine and trusting that connection. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.